If you're like me, you love romance books that will make you swoon, have a happily ever after. And if you can laugh too, that's even better. The books I want to talk about today have both humor and heart. Hi, my name's Bea. Welcome to my channel. Mama needs to read romance because nobody in one of these books is going to start getting up at 4 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. Thanks, time change. I am so excited to talk to you today about books that are romantic and funny. Let me know if you've read any of these and if there are any additional ones that you can think of. Be sure to leave a note in the comments so we can all see some more books that are funny and romantic. I'm going to start with a book that some of my favorite online people told me to read because of the cinnamon roll hero. This one is called Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. This book is hilarious primarily because of Hazel. They knew one another in college. He was her TA and she was a student and also a hot mess. They decide as adults to become best friends and they go on many a double date as they try to find love, but they are certain that they're not going to find love with each other. I really enjoyed Josh, but of course Hazel's the one who is especially hilarious, which is why this book is so funny. Just to give you an idea of crazy Hazel and her hilarious hijinks in college, she did things such as enter a hot dog eating contest and then remember in the midst of it that she was trying to be a vegetarian. She also attempted to sell her ex-boyfriend's clothes in a garage sale while he was asleep upstairs. And at one point she attends class directly after participating in a mud run. So this girl's a little crazy. I can't even tell you how much I love this book. I just read this, The Duchess Deal. Oh my gosh. Okay, because you know I love a good step back. Let's look at the step back. Oh, lovely. I love it. I love her dress. There's a great story behind this dress. And then also it's very important that you can really only see half of him because we have Ash, the Duke of Ashbury, and Emma. Now, Ash, he's a war hero. He was disfigured though in Waterloo, and one side of his face as well as his shoulder and chest has been disfigured. A rocket went off in his face. He was engaged to a woman who was very superficial and shallow, and she took one look at him and actually got sick to her stomach. The engagement was broken, and unfortunately, this is a problem for Emma because Emma is a seamstress. She is making a dress for his fiance, who obviously that's not his fiance anymore. Well, she shows up to his place with this crazy dress on and says, I need you to pay me for my labor, because she's in big trouble. I mean, she lives on her own in London and it's hard. Well, he needs an heir. He says, I'll do better than paying you for your labor. Let's get married. That is exactly what winds up happening in this book. And though he may seem like a grumpy person, he's so much more. I loved the depth of this. I love the heart. I was crying through a lot of the end. It was insanely romantic and beautiful. And the thing that really hit me though, along with that, is it's also hilarious. This book is so funny. He curses, but only using words found in Shakespeare. Their banter is top notch. I don't know that I've ever read a historical fiction that was this funny. Okay, so I'm going to read you just a little part. This is supposed to be kind of an intense scene actually, and it still comes off as funny like half of the scenes in this book. So Ash is going to seek revenge for someone that has done Emma wrong. He's very scary looking to people that aren't prepared to see him. He climbs in through the person, I don't want to give away too much, the person that did her wrong. Ash climbs into that person's window in the middle of the night. And he said that he's a demon from the underworld and that he's coming to take this person away. And the person is terrified and he goes, me? And he goes, yes, you crusty botch of nature, you poisonous bunched back toad, sitting in this weaselly little house full to reeking with betrayal and ghastly curtains. What's wrong with the curtains? Everything. That's just a little taste of how hilarious this book is. I can't recommend this highly enough. I had so many people recommend this one to me. They said it's their favorite Tessa Dare. They said and I say it's my favorite Tessa Dare. It's one of my favorite historical romances of all time. This, by the way, is part of the Girl Meets Duke series, and it's #1. Oh, this is another one that I just finished this month in November, and it had me boo-hooing, but at the same time, it was in parts hilarious. Now, this is a serious book. We have Adrian Copeland. He's a lawyer, and we'll talk about the dog in a minute. I love it. He meets his next door neighbor, Vanessa, in the middle of the night. She is overwhelmed. She has a new baby. Turns out, though, this baby does not belong to her. They start working together, just side by side as neighbors who start to become much, much more as he helps her take care of her baby, and she helps him with his new dog that he's fostering. In fact, the scene where he first acquires this dog, whose name is Harry Puppins, had me laughing so hard I was crying. I'm laughing even thinking about this. So his assistant is the one who gets him this dog, and she drops him off one day and she's like, he's going to be perfect for you. He's great with your lifestyle because he doesn't really need anything. He's 14 years old. And Adrian's like, okay. She says that, this dog bites, but don't worry. He doesn't have teeth. He also has worms and he needs medication. He needs a medical bath. We've also got his diapers in the bag. And she's like, he's got diapers? She goes, yeah, but don't worry. I mean, he doesn't do anything around the house. I don't want to give more away than that, but the book is full of, as I said before, heart and hilarity. There are some pretty serious topics covered in here, such as family members who hoard. There are deaths of family members that are alluded to that happened previously in Vanessa's life. And also a huge part of this is Vanessa may or may not have ALS, which is something that every close woman in her family has passed away from by the age of 30. So she doesn't know how much time she has left. She doesn't even know if she's going to have ALS or if she has it already. And so that's pretty intense and really serious, but I fell absolutely in love with this book. Another thing that I found super funny about this is that there are really creative headings for each chapter. It sounds like clickbait, each title. And then as you read the chapter, you're like, oh, that's what that meant. But each title is just hilarious. This book is the third of the Friend Zone series, all of which I've read and loved, loved, loved. So this is one I've talked about before, Married by Morning by Lisa Kleypas. It's book 4 in the Hathaway series. I'm holding this bigger book. It also contains Love in the Afternoon, which is the 5th book in the series. But I'm here to talk to you mostly about the 4th book, which is Leo Hathaway's book. Now, Leo Hathaway is hands down the funniest character I've ever encountered in a historical romance book. His journey starts in Mine Till Midnight, where we see him as kind of a mess, but still hilarious. He's very sarcastic or sardonic, I'm sure, as Lisa Kleypas would put it, but he is funny. And at first, it's probably just to keep the world at bay and to kind of heal, hopefully, although he's not doing much healing until the 2nd book in the series, which is Seduce Me at Sunrise, where he begins to heal. But it's lovely to see over the first 4 books of the Hathaway series, Leo continue to improve, but all the while he is very hilarious. I laughed out loud with every single book that he was in, including the 5th book, Love in the Afternoon. But his main book is the 4th one, as I said, Married by Morning, where he and Catherine Marks finally have their day. This is an enemies to lovers, where they are both formidable. They're both very stubborn, very smart, but very attracted to one another. Although it's really hard to pick a favorite Leo quote or scene because there are too many to count. I will say that one that stuck out to me is the scene in which Leo and Catherine are in a garden and he is trying to prove to her that physical chemistry can override one's sensibilities and mental functioning. And the way he does it is by kissing her senseless and then asking her to answer a riddle. And she believes that she can get them right, that the mental always wins out. And he says, oh no, it doesn't, honey. And I'm going to prove it to you. And he kisses her, asks her a riddle. She gets it wrong every single time. And each time she says, no, I'm going to win. Let's try again. So they keep kissing. And it becomes more and more passionate each time. He gives her another riddle. She gets it wrong every time. It's great. It's a classic scene, I think. One of my very favorites of Leo and Catherine as they are falling in love. So I cannot recommend this series highly enough. The Hathaway series by Lisa Kleypas. Again, as I said, book 4, Married by Morning. This last one is not technically romance. It's probably called women's fiction, but this is one of my favorites. I've read it like 3 times every time I've had a baby, which is 3 times. The reason is because this is about a new mom. She has an 8-month-old. And so every time I had like an 8-ish month old baby, I always re-listen to this. And I always recommend it to my friends as well. No matter how much of a mess you might feel like your life is as a mom with a baby, this book's going to make you feel much better because she's just, everything she tries just kind of fails. She just dreams of doing things like lying on the couch, drinking exercise wine. That's right, exercise wine. Wine that you drink that works your abs and it like helps you become toned and you don't even have to do anything but lie on the couch and drink wine. She tries to do a Zoom call without really wearing pants, and then unfortunately that doesn't go so well. Or she thinks she's going to be working for a telephone service, and turns out very rapidly that this is a 1-900 number, and she was not prepared for the clientele she was about to get on the phone. It's just one mishap after another. It really is a wild and fun and funny as all get out ride. I loved her relationship with her husband, but it does take a back seat to her journey as a new mom. It got a 3.66 on Goodreads, but I don't even care. I love this book. Fun, funny, a lighthearted good time. Well, those were my 5 books. I had so much fun sharing them with you. If you know of any more, please leave them in the comments below or on the side or over there, wherever they are, so that we can all maybe find some more good ideas for some good books that are going to help us swoon and laugh. If you thought this video was any good and you might come back for more, please consider subscribing because that would help me out. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying whatever it is that you're reading, whether it's funny or not. Until next time, thanks so much. Take care. Bye.